Hello Abe, it is Wednesday, the 5th of November, 2014. Today is my first video of November, and so begins the busiest month of the year, because it is NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo, for those of you who don't know, is National Novel Writing Month, in which a group of partially insane, very ambitious writers attempt to write 50,000 words in 30 days. It's doable. I did it last year. You attempted it last year, and you got to the end of your story before you got to 50,000 words, so I think that counts pretty well. Last year I had a story that was almost twice as long as the allotted word count. I finished the first draft in July, and have since been revising it, but I'm taking a break from that. All I'm going to do this month is this new novel. Now, there are a lot of similarities between my two novels. Both of them are intended to be young adult. This one is actually sort of aimed at a slightly younger audience than my other one. Both of them are aimed at young women. Both of them have 4 point of view characters, which is kind of an odd thing to have in common. Both of them are fantasy, and both of them take place in worlds of my own invention, with magic and kingdoms and kind of anachronistically medieval, which is my favorite time period, anachronistically medieval. But there are also a lot of differences. So my first novel, which is called Quadrivial Hearts, that it's about 4 sisters who are growing up and growing apart, but also growing together, sort of in an interesting way. And my current one is Cursed Girls, which is about 4 girls who are cursed, are forced to work together to break their curses. My first book, the way the plot was driven was mostly because my characters kept screwing up. Whereas this one, the conflict comes externally. It's these girls' curses that are the problem, and it's them that supplies the plot. And so my characters don't screw up as much, and because of that I kind of like them more. And there were several points writing my previous novel that I was like, okay, this has to happen, this is in character, but oh my god, what are you thinking? You are such an idiot. How did you even? Another difference is the one I'm doing this year, Cursed Girls, is an adventure story with a romantic subplot, whereas the one I did last year is a romance story with an adventure subplot. Both of them are kind of a little bit more equal than that. This one is pretty heavy on adventure, because only 2 of my characters, 2 out of 4, find love, whereas 3 out of 4 on the other one did. In the romance, the one I did last year, the complications came after my characters were firmly in love. They fell in love pretty quickly. Mostly because they were already engaged and they were expected. It was a societal thing, and they were like, okay, I have to spend the rest of my life and you might as well enjoy it. Whereas these guys, they're not expected to fall in love. And so I'm actually writing a will they or won't they kind of thing. Which they will. Spoilers for my eventual book. And it's really interesting to write the dynamics and make it really obvious to the reader, but not to either of them, how into each other they are. She has this whole scene where, like, she is thinking about the other girl who she's going to be into, and she's, like, looking at her, and she's, like, watching her hair bounce in the sunlight, and she keeps thinking, God, I hate that girl. Of course, both of them believe that romance is off the table for them because of their curses, but then their curses are going to be broken, and then they're just going to be like, hey. So basically what's happening is that I'm really excited about my book, and I have so much fun writing it, and so far I have not fallen behind, although I did get ahead and then kind of get to be just on par yesterday. But I'll see if I can get ahead again today. We'll see. So with that, I leave you. I will see you on Saturday.